name is Terry Jones. I'm the Deputy Chief with the Aurora Police Department, and I've been with this agency for almost 34 years. In that time I've been on the police department, I've had the opportunity to work with a number of people, most notably the individuals who donate their time and talent to the organization. The Aurora Police Department has a distinguished past with volunteers. In fact, it started in about 1972. And since that time, with the hundreds of people that have helped us out, we have saved tens of thousands of dollars because of their commitment to our organization and, most importantly, the community at large. So if you have the time and the inclination, you might consider volunteering. It's something that you'll find rewarding, and it's a great benefit to our police department and the city in general.
Our volunteers provide a service to the community that is invaluable. Individuals who volunteer their time and energy, as well as other resources, are a very special group of people. They are not looking for praise or personal gain. They volunteer to help and take special pride in giving back to their community, as you will see in this video.
I'm Karen Rogers, the Volunteer and Intern Coordinator for the Aurora Police Department. We currently have 90 to 100 volunteers throughout the department. Our volunteers range in age from 18 to over 80, from homemakers to retired engineers and teachers. Volunteers assist in all areas and are an important asset to the police department.
In keeping with its community policing philosophy, the Aurora Police Department is committed to strengthening the bonds with the citizens of Aurora. Effective policing relies on a mutual dependency between the police and the community.
My name is Mary Smith. I'm a senior crime analyst with the Aurora Police Department. I've been here for approximately 25 years. During that time, I've had the pleasure to work with some of the volunteers, two in particular currently. One is Rich Wall. Rich has been with me for almost 15 years now. He is a retired military person as well as a retired CPA. He brings with him a lot of knowledge surrounding programs, automation, access programs. He's not intimidated at all by any of the electronics that we've thrown his way. He has taught me how to run a variety of programs in a streamlined fashion to save me time in producing the products that I produce.
So we move 100,000 items a year in the Property and Evidence Unit. Our volunteers help us do that by taking things out of the computer, help keep track of the paperwork, and help the computer tell us where the item is. The volunteers really help us. They provide so much extra assistance, I can't begin to tell you. Without our volunteers, the Property and Evidence Unit would grind to a halt.
Well, checkpoints are a program that's a statewide issue to address DUI driving in the state. It normally kicks off Memorial Day and ends Labor Day, and they really focus on the holiday weekends to try to reduce drunk driving. The volunteers take about 20 to 25 positions that we would otherwise have to staff with officers in collecting data that's required by case law and the state, the DA's office, in order to prosecute the offenders correctly. So without the volunteers there to do that for me, I simply wouldn't be able to afford to do checkpoints. They're very manpower intensive operations, and we'll generally have anywhere from 20 to 35 officers doing it just to get the basic stops and contacts done. So without the volunteers helping with all the data collection, we just wouldn't be able to do them.
Aurora citizens have volunteered their time and skills to the Aurora Police Department since 1972. In 1988, research was done and the information collected was utilized to plan and implement Aurora's current volunteer program. Our volunteer program consists of 5 groups of volunteers: Headquarters volunteers, Victim Services volunteers, Explorer Scouts, Chaplains, and Citizens Police Academy alumni.
The Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association is made up of people who have gone through the Citizens Police Academy class. It's a 14-week class that they attend, and they learn about the workings of the police department. the people who take the class and want to continue their relationship with the police department join our association, and we give them both continuing education and the opportunity to volunteer with the police department. Our activities are many and varied. They are typically non-traditional type volunteering activities and mostly community related. Among the things we do are traffic control for things like motorcades, marathons, any kind of event that involves keeping the people off the streets. We fingerprint children, we do DUI checkpoints. We have been involved in an auto theft prevention program, an open garage door notification program, red light and seatbelt surveys, and a host of other activities, pretty much anything that the department needs help doing. Our most fun and most popular activity is role-playing and acting scenarios that help train police officers in real-life situations they may face when they go out on the street. Typically, those involve the SWAT team, the emergency response team, school resource officers, and recruits in the training academy. Our membership typically volunteers about 6,000 hours a year in volunteer service to the police department.
As a volunteer, I find that I benefit by doing volunteer work, especially at the Aurora Police Department. I keep my mind busy, I keep my body busy. I feel a sense of accomplishment of doing something for the community. As far as the police department is concerned, I believe I do provide a benefit to them. I provide them a service that is good for them. I've always been treated well by everyone I've been dealt with in the police department. They treat me as almost one of them. One of the assignments that I do is window tinting, and that involves a person who has been cited by the Aurora Police Department for over tinting. It's a Colorado state law. If they are cited, the officer or the courts will direct them to me. They are requested to remove the tint from the window. They will come into me, I verify the tint has been removed from the vehicle, and then I write a little letter to give back to the courts stating that I did witness that the tint had been removed. They take the letter to the courts and they are relieved of the fine. It's a job that involves talking to people, dealing with people. It's a little more involved than just numbers. You have to explain to them what their processes are, what the state law is, how it works, and where they fit into the big picture.
The purpose of volunteers in the Aurora Police Department is to directly assist in the delivery of quality service to meet the diverse needs of the community. It also keeps our officers on the streets instead of in the office doing paperwork. Each year during National Volunteer Week in April, the Aurora Police Department hosts a volunteer recognition banquet. The banquet includes police department personnel working with volunteers, city officials, police department volunteers who have donated over 25 hours, as well as neighborhood watch volunteers submitted by PAR officers. Banquet attendance averages 250 to 300 people.
If you'd like to become a volunteer for the Aurora Police Department, all you have to do is fill out an application to get the process started. You can do this by going to www.auroragov.org. Once your application is complete, we will run a small background check and fingerprints. Once this has all come back cleared, I will bring you in for a short interview and start the paperwork process.